Just remember through this whole process, I love technology. Love technology. I got the notes up. What I would like you to do in this on this slide is I just want you to see how much you remember from your previous math class. And don't need graph paper today. No, that's why I put it away. Literally. Okay. Right? So just try and solve this one with substitution. Okay. All right. So what's the strategy for substitution? Solving by substitution. No. Either one of them, right? Yep. Okay. So you're going to pick a variable. So I'm going to run the same problem. So what you're going to do is you're going to solve one of your equations for one of your variables. Doesn't matter which one, but you're going to solve one of them for one of them. Okay? Now, be smart with it. Would it make sense to solve the first equation, the left equation up there, 3x plus 2y equals 1? Would it be smart to solve that one for x? Gage, you shook your head first, maybe because I was looking right at you. Why not? Why not? It usually is, but we could solve for x, right? Okay? But why wouldn't it be smart to solve for x? You get fractions. Yeah, you get a fraction. And I know how much you guys love fractions. So that's not smart. What is the smartest variable? X or y, left or right? To solve for. Y on the right is the smartest one to solve for because it's just y. Okay? So let's solve that equation for y. If I'm going to solve this right equation for y, what do I get? Y equals 4 plus 2x. Love it. Okay? If I wanted to write it as y equals 2x plus 4, same thing. Okay? So that's step number 1. Step number 2 then says that we are going to, here's where the substitute part comes in. You are going to substitute that variable that you just solved for. You're going to substitute that into the other equation. So what that means is you are going to take 4x plus 2 and you are going to put it in the other equation for y. So you would get here, then, you would have 3x plus 2. Now, instead of writing y, you're going to write 4 plus 2x, and that is equal to 1. Now what do you want? Solve it. Probably want to distribute, right? Subtract 8. Divide by 7. how am I going to solve for y? Plug in what for x? Plug in -1. Where am I going to plug it in? Which one? Doesn't matter which one, right? Could do either one of them, right? Yeah. So we're going to substitute step 3 back into, we can go into either one. I would go into the original one. I wouldn't go into this one that you've already substituted out, just because then if you made a mistake there, then your mistake's going to be kind of compounded. So let's plug that back into left or right? Right? Okay. So then that's going to be -2 times -1 plus y equals 4. -2 times -1, 2. Subtract 2 from both sides. And I get y equals 2. Agree with me on that? What do you think our last step is? We're going to put it into point form, yes, and we're going to check it to make sure that we're right. Because once again, 30 seconds after we get done with this problem, we should know if we did it right or not. And then that's up to you to decide if you're okay with being wrong or if you want to be right. Okay? All right? So let's quick check. 3 times -1 is -3. 2 times 2, 4. -3 plus 4, 1. Is 1 equal to 1? Checks out in the left one. -2 times -1, 2. 2 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4 equal to 4. Yep, checks out in both of them. So now I'm going to write my answer in point form, and then that will be my ending -1, 2. Now, if we are in a non-X and Y problem, so like sometimes we might be C's and D's or A's and B's or P's and Q's and stuff like that, we go in alphabetical order for your point. Okay? And those are the 5 glorious steps to solving by substitution. Follow those steps. Try on this system. All right, so left, right, X, Y. Step 1 says I got to solve one of them for one of the variables. Left or right, X or Y? X, left or right? Right one for X? Okay, makes sense. I would concur. X equals -9 minus 5y. Yes? Okay. Then I plug that into the left equation. So I'm going to have 4 times -9 minus 5y plus 3y equals -2. Distribute 4 times -9 is -36 minus 20y plus 3y equals -2. So that's going to be -36 minus 17y equals -2. Adding 36 to both sides gives me -17y equals +34. Dividing both sides by -17 gives me y equals -2. Now I gotta plug that back in to one of the original equations. X plus 5 times negative 2 is going to be negative 9. So that's going to be x minus 10 equals negative 9. Add 10 to both sides. That's going to be x equals positive 1. Quick check. 4 times 1 is 4. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2. 1 is 1. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. 1 plus negative 10 is negative 9. Checks out. Final answer in point form 1, comma, negative 2. What do you mean? Then you did something wrong. Okay. Good times. Good times. Give you a second to write it down. So you got fractions, right? How can we do it? Get rid of them. So what do you want to multiply by? Either one. You tell me. Top one? Okay. So multiply the entire top equation here by 3. If I multiply the entire top equation by 3, that means that I've got to multiply every single term by 3. 2 times 3 divided by 3 is 2. 3 times 3, 9. 3 times negative 34. Okay. What am I going to multiply the bottom equation by? What? 4. Yeah. Four times 1 divided by 2. 2. 4 times 1 divided by 4. 1. 4 times 1 divided by 2. Same system. Yes? Same system. Okay? Just written without a fraction. Solve it using substitution. I got x equals -6 and y equals -10. If that is the case, 2/3 times -6 is going to be -4. 3 times -10 is going to be -30. -4 plus -30 is -34. That one checks out. 1/2 times -6 is -3. 1/4 times -10 is -5/2. Because it's really -10/4, which reduces to -5/2. So that's going to be -6/2, because -6/2 is -3, minus negative is plus 5/2, which is going to be -1/2. So they both do check out. So my answer then is -6, comma, -10. Okay. Now, the special cases of these are in that first step. So in that first, finding the first variable. So right here, when you get to that step, if you have no variables and it's true, it's infinite solutions. So like if you have 0 equals 0 or 17 equals 17, then it's infinite solutions. No variables. If you got a variable, there's a solution. If you get to that step and you've got a false statement, 0 equals 17, then that's the no solution. Yep. Word problems. Sorry, back to life. Yep. First you got to read it, then you got to write it out, then you got to do it. Okay? So if I'm reading it, in $2,384 in revenue was made from the 378 adult passes and 214 children passes sold to the company. An adult pass costs $2 more than a children's pass. Find the cost of an adult pass and a children's pass. So we've read it. Now we've got to write it out. So we've got to write out the scenario that we have. Okay? So my question to you is, what variables do you want to use? X and Y? Okay, what do you want X to be? And Y then would be children's cost? Now we need to come up with an equation. We need to come up with 2 equations. For every variable that we define, we have to come up with an equation. Come up with 1 equation. Love it. We sold 378 adult passes at a cost each of X dollars. We sold 214 children's passes at a cost of Y dollars, and we made $2,384 total. So that's 1 equation. We need a second.
Okay.
Do we agree with y equals x plus 2? What do you got? Because the adult pass is more expensive than the child's pass, right? Do you agree with that? Adult pass is $2 more than the children's pass. The adult pass should get, like, I always think adult pass is a very big pass down here to make it equal and add the 2 to the kids' pass. Okay? So I would rather say x here equals y plus 2. So we've read it, now we've written it. Okay? Do it. You do it.
$7.56. Yep.
Three something, right? No, not even. 2 something. 275? If a child costs $2.75 to get in, how much does it cost for an adult? In terms of word problems, very rare will your answer actually be a point, because we're not looking for a specific point in space. We're looking for an answer to a real world problem. Therefore, just saying 275 and 475 also isn't enough information because that doesn't tell me which one is which. Okay? In word problems, you need to be specific in terms of what your description is for your answer. Okay? I won't go so far as to say write it out in a full, complete sentence, but you got to let me know what's going on. Okay? Tomorrow, your gold packet is due for this week. 4 graphs, 3 substitution problems. You'll have a formative tomorrow in class.